Alright guys, I'm sure if you've been watching my channel for more than a minute, you've probably learned by now that I am not the biggest anime fan in the world. I don't have any animus against anime. It seems fun, seems like there's a lot of really cool anime that exist. Just not something I ever got into. So this game, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, personally, I don't really have much interest in it. I think the game looks fine. It seems like it's a great game. A lot of people are having fun. And it's nice to see a win once in a while where a great game does fan service well and is rewarded for it. And so this game apparently is crushing sales numbers. Allegedly, 3 million in 24 hours copies sold. Absolutely fantastic numbers, which is great to see, especially like I said, when there's a product that exists that is that its sole purpose is to entertain the fans, the core customer base, the people who are actually spending money on the game. So, I mean, massive kudos to everybody involved in this. The developer Spike Chunsoft announced that they had, again, 3 million copies sold in 24 hours. Bandon MCO is the company that published it, so huge success for them. And of course, Bandon MCO, for me personally, most well known in my opinion for like Elden Ring and Dark Souls. But of course, they have also been attached to other successful titles in the past as well. However, things are not looking so rosy for Bandon MCO right now. Despite the fact that they have this game that's doing great, they are in the midst of financial issues, and now they are cutting staff and axing multiple games based off Naruto and One Piece. Again, more of the anime type inspired games, which I'm sure would do fantastic if they were done properly. But I guess they've got this $144 million write-off going on, which is just terrible to see, because of the fact that, again, so much of the video game industry is facing this situation where they've overspent, the budgets have gotten out of control, and unfortunately the ones who are facing the ramifications of those actions are the developers, the studios having to be shut down, losing projects left and right, abandoning projects that are halfway finished. And that's why, again, unfortunately, you can feel sorry for the developers, the people who didn't do anything to cause this, but at the end of the day, they're part of the industry that is just screwing up left and right, and things are going to have to change. Things are going to get worse before they get better in the video game industry. And again, talking about Bandon MCO, they haven't always had successes. Yes, they're attached to Dark Souls and Elden Ring, but they've also had a lot of screw-ups and mishaps in the past few years. And now we are seeing another one in this Unknown 9 Awakening game. Now, this game has been a hot-button topic. There's been a lot of discussion around Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement in this game. Again, the decision to try to push a diverse and inclusive narrative in this game. And I don't think the fact that they got Anya Chalotra, who is a pretty fantastic actress in my opinion. She definitely did everything she could in the third season of The Witcher to try to save that season, but it was like, no. Henry was like, I'm out, I'm done. You could tell he was not even trying that season. So again, despite the fact that she tried her hardest and did a very good job, despite not really resembling Yennefer, this show was just terrible. The Witcher 3 ended, I mean, the season 3 of The Witcher was just god-awful, despite her best efforts. So I have no animus, no issue with Anya Chalotra. However, this game just looks like Forspoken 2.0, and unfortunately, it's already been plagued by issues such as getting delays, people finding out that it was, connected to Sweet Baby Inc., and then the more you dig into the studio that is creating the game, the worse it gets, and we'll get to that in a second. But I just kind of want to focus on the fact that Bandon MCO is just not a company that we can trust anymore. Sure, they published, the Elden Ring game, or game in the DLC, and of course the Dark Souls games, and I guess they were originally attached to Pac-Man back in the day and all that good stuff, but this is a company that is just the same as Ubisoft when it comes to their diversity and inclusion initiatives. They're, craving that ESG money, that sweet, sweet ESG money that everybody's going after these days. And of course, Stuttering Craig had previously pointed out that this game has absolutely no interest in the actual retail box stores. The pre-orders are non-existent. This tweet from back on September 18th says, "My insider has some pre-order info about Unknown 9 Awakening, the action adventure game linked to Sweet Baby Inc." And I hate that they're calling it an action adventure game, and I'll show you why in a second, because it doesn't seem like there's much action at all to speak of. He says in their 900 stores, they've seen a total of 42 total pre-orders for this game. That's less than 1/5 as many as Concord. It releases next month. It's DOA. And I think we could have all predicted that it's going to be DOA. The game launches in 3 days. So, of course, they launched this cinematic launch trailer yesterday Only 15,000 views on Bandon MCO's, actual YouTube channel with 1.3 million subscribers here. It has been destroyed, ratioed 325 likes to 1.9 thousand dislikes. And again, you can see absolutely no gameplay. I'm just going to mute this. No gameplay involved whatsoever. It is just a cinematic trailer trying to, again, showcase, I'm sure, maybe they used Unreal Engine for this or whatever, and they're just trying to showcase how cool they can make everything look and all that. But the game itself just looks miserably boring. So this was from a launch stream that was earlier today. Only 7,800 views 6 hours ago. Also ratioed already 305 dislikes to 241 likes. Again, I'm going to mute this just so you don't have to listen to it. But I want you to watch. If you guys are not... If you're able to watch your screen right now, watch the combat in this game as these two guys are discussing it. This is some of the most janky movement I have seen in a quote-unquote AAA game. Now, maybe it's the person who's playing it. Maybe they're not used to playing it on the controller, or if they're using the mouse and keyboard, they don't know what they're doing. But if this was supposed to entice people to want to play this game, this is worse movement than we saw in a game like Star Wars Outlaws or Forspoken or Flintlock. Like, honest to God, everything is so stiff. The characters are so bland. I don't understand. This is their big launch stream. The game comes out in 3 days, and this is supposed to make you want to play the game. Absolutely insane. So, of course, the studio behind it, and here's the best part, the studio behind Unknown 9 Awakening. The reason it's called Unknown 9 Awakening is it's supposed to be a 3-part game. Awakening is the first title. If I were launching a game, the first game, I would just call it Unknown 9. Right? Leave a little bit of mystery there. This just seems like a mouthful. Unknown 9 Awakening. What the hell are we talking about even? So you can see on their website, this is the one game they're featuring. Well, that's because this is their debut title. This is a studio. You're going to get Concord vibes, okay? I'm just going to tell you right now. You are going to get Concord vibes when you start hearing about this studio. It says, bringing a global cast of characters to life. Our studio's talented team has created a diverse cast of unforgettable characters hailing from all over the world. At the forefront of this distinctive lineup is tough-as-nails heroine Haruna, whose otherworldly abilities make her a fierce adversary. Now, I don't know about you, but in that gameplay I just watched, nothing about that seems otherworldly. Nothing about that seems dynamic or action-packed, right? Now, the crazier part is this is their debut title. This is a studio that was acquired by Bandai Namco Europe 4 years ago. The studio was founded in 2016, okay? This is where I'm getting Concord vibes here. The studio is still working on this game. This is their very first game. And about Reflector on their website, it says, is a new breed of studio that creates multimedia, communal story worlds in which users can experience each medium as a standalone, while their interlinked natures empower you to craft your own narrative journey. People just want to play good video games, guys. This is a freaking mouthful. These people are so cerebral. This is why games suck nowadays. They are so huffing their own farts and lost in the back of their brain, trying to scramble that. They're trying to reinvent the wheel rather than just giving you a nice wheel. Founded in Montreal in 2016, the studio was acquired by Bandon MCO Europe in 2020. Some of the most acclaimed talent in the industry have joined forces to bring the studio's ideas to life across multiple platforms, including video games, comic books, podcasts, novels, films, and TV. With a mission to produce next-generation content, the company plans to unfold innovative projects over the next several years, starting with its first story world, Unknown 9. So again, Concord was supposed to be Star Wars for Sony. It was supposed to be a game that was going to be a massive tentpole for them that they could fall back on years and years from now. And what ended up happening is it shut down in 2 weeks. Again, a game that was in development hell for 8 years. Sony bought the studio a year or two before the game launched, pumped a bunch of money into it, and it was an epic failure. Here we have Bandai Namco Europe doing the same thing with a studio that was founded in 2016, purchased it in 2020, so you can basically assume this game has been in the works for, 5, 6, 7 years maybe? If the studio was founded in 2016 and this is their first title, surely they've been working on some element of this the entire time. And now it's going to be launching in 3 days. Nobody even cares. Bandai Namco tweeted the global release times for this on Twitter. Right now, that tweet has about 50 likes. I put a meme on there and ratioed them within an hour. So this game is dead. This studio is probably going to get shut down, I would imagine. Again, for all the money and all the talk of putting in talent and pumping money into this studio to try to recreate the wheel, They forgot that they were just supposed to make a really fun video game. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Let me know what you guys think about all this, and I will catch you on the next one. Alright, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.